Welcome one, welcome all to the grand final edition of our AFL 23 Coach Career Mode. We've finally made it here, a few days after the end of the season. We've had one of the greatest grand finals of all time, if not the greatest grand final of all time between Collingwood and Brisbane on the weekend. I think this is one of the best modern rivalries as well, is Richmond and Geelong. They played off in finals in 2017, 19 and 20, including the grand final of 2020. And in our career mode, we played off in the qualifying final, and now we've got the rematch here in the granny. But just quickly, before we get into the game, we're going to go through the awards here. So Zach Merritt and James Rowbottom tied to win the Brownlow medal on 27 votes apiece. Jack Crisp and Lockie Whitfield runners-up. For the Coleman, it was Jack Riewoldt with one additional goal there over Dustin Martin. And the Rising Star went to Josh Lord, who won it over Jake Saligo, as the Hawks man got himself a Rising Star award. Josh Bruce and Tom Lynch are your key forwards in the All-Australian lineup. Coleman, Davey, Eddie Ford, and Trent Bianco are your other forwards in there. It's a real young mix of players. Strawn in the ruck, Merritt and Rowbottom, obviously the Brownlow medalists in the midfield. Crisp, Whitfield, and Oliver also in there as well. Your key defenders, Mac Andrew and Noah Bolter, Liam Duggan, Harry Cunningham, James Madden, and Braden Campbell rack up your defenders. And there is your All-Australian team, which does not have an interchange bench on it for whatever reason. Now for the granny. So here we go, everyone. Welcome to the Toyota AFL Grand Final for 2023. Richmond and Geelong. It should be an absolute cracker of a contest. The umpires bringing out the match ball to the ground. I want to see what's different about this. They've got the Grand Final patch. Oh, gee, they're running through each other as the Cats make their way to the middle. They do have the grand final patch on their kit. That's very nice to see. And of course, go to the middle to do the team photo as well, I believe is what we see on grand final day here with the Cats. And there's Christopher Scott in the middle there, just looking around like a big dumb idiot. And now the Tigers' time to come to the ground. Couple of changes for the Tigers as well today. Miller in for Samson Ryan. And Tyler Young also dropped. So we'll see how that plays into this game. As the Tigers have their team photo there. Well, that's lovely. Let me get out of the way. There you go. Get in, everyone. Huge. Huge scenes. And they come together for the national anthems in the middle of the ground. It would be nice to have the team logos on the ground. And there is the cup. The Premiership trophy. From the two presenting men. Oh, the shadow appeared out of nowhere. I'm going to get out of this shot for dramatic effect. Honestly, it is one of the best moments, if you have ever been to a grand final, when the roar after the national anthem hits, or even any final where you've got 90,000 plus there at the G. It is an incredible noise. You have to be there to believe it. It's Nankervis and Jezza Cameron in the middle. For the toss of the coin, Geelong have called tails. And they have won the toss. There is absolutely no win to speak of in this particular game. And they'll be kicking to the city end of the ground to start things off. So the captains will deliver their final messages. Toby Nankervis heading over to his side. They've won 3 premierships, the Tigers. Can they do it again? The Cats, they are the defending champions from 2022. Can they get it done today? There'll be Noah Bolter on Tom Hawkins. That'll be a thrilling matchup. Cochin there on Parfitt, out on the wing. And the siren sounds as we get the 2023 AFL Grand Final underway. And out from the middle, it's Blitzarves who gets it down, and Taranto straight in there with some hot pressure. So who will be the first team to blink? That's a good handball out of there to Cochin. Sends a high footy inside 50. Lynch is the man down there, as was Martin. Lynch put a bit of tackle pressure on to De Koning, but he was able to get the kick away. And Geelong now with an opportunity now of their own. That's up towards the wing, and Holmes takes the mark. So we'll get another stoppage on the wing. Nankervis down, ends up with Cochin, squirts out a handball, back to Nankervis, went towards the middle. That was Stewart who cut it off, back to Nankervis, who gave it straight back to Stewart. He was run down from behind. Short was running through, as was Jack Graham. Goes with a bullet ball inside 50 to Hopper. And he can line up for the first score of the game. Kicking to the punt road end, Jacob Hopper. Been an important recruit this year, and he puts through the first in the grand final. Absolutely huge. Hopper delivers. And the Tigers get the first of the game. Blitzarves down to Dangerfield. Out to Parfitt. Handball forward again. Found close, and he went inside 50, and he's hit his man. And for the instant response from the Cats, Jeremy Cameron had a big qualifying final against the Tigers. I think he kicked 4 or 5. And he's put through their first. Might be a fraction outside his range. So he heads to the top of the square. Martin is down there. Couldn't take the grab. Hopper and Taranto as well. There's Rioli. Ball spills now out towards the 50. Baker gets a fist in. Duncan, or was it Rowan, got a handball over the top. Now this is Dangerfield. He's taken down in the tackle. Big footy to win here. Grimes put the tackle on, but it's still a goal to close. The Cats have another. So can the Tigers find a late goal here in the first? It was a shaky looking ball out of the defensive 50. Baker inside, almost hit his man. Wanted to get it back. Nankervis put the pressure on. McIntosh just handballed it forward. McIntosh again gets it. Taranto now goes out wide to Cochin. And he goes inside to Hopper. So an unlikely forward target for the Tigers, Jacob Hopper. He's had 4 possessions for the day. This for number 5, and this for his second to tie up the game at quarter time. He does just that. And the Tigers get it back. It's 2 goals apiece here in a low-scoring, pressure-filled grand final. McIntosh out of the middle to Lynch. And he will line up here. Man on the mark stands on the 50. We've played 26 minutes in the first term. The siren has sounded. Lynch to the punt road end to put the Tigers in front. The kick is fantastic. And the celebrations begin as Richmond take a 1-goal lead into the opening change. 6-2 clearances in favour of the Tigers. That has been their best thing today, as well as 8-3 inside 50s. They are dominating the ball and getting it forward, and territory as well is important. Second term, the Tigers and the Cats to continue from the middle. That was Dangerfield getting the clearance. And they send it forward towards Cameron. Big fist over the top. Might have been Bolter helping out there. Then Dangerfield, I think it was again, with a flying shot at goal. As he kicked it, he has. The perfect start for the Cats in the second term. He just willed himself to get through. Dangerfield with a bit of individual brilliance there. It's the Tigers. Oh, that's a turnover. Ends up with the Cats. And they send it forward inside 50. Cameron out the back. On the left off the step. He's kicked it as well. It's just 2 minutes and the Cats have turned the tide. Sees the handball over the top to Taranto, who gets it again over to Bolton. And he can work it inside the 50 for the Tigers. And he can line up. And he can go left of the goals. There's one of the men. Hawkins is the other. Hawkins gets around, goes the right foot bender. And it just doesn't carry over the goal line. Broad is able to punch it through. 60 from home. Goes inside the 50. Cameron has ended up on a mismatch with Maurice Rioli, and this for 3 goals to zip in the second term for Geelong, to push the margin out to 31 points. Jeremy Cameron's kick is good. It's also the perfect day, conditions-wise. If you haven't realised, the sun is out. It's beautiful. Rioli was down there and he put a big tackle on, but the Cats still might get out the back. Bruin send the ball forward. Myers and Vlosten, and Myers takes the mark. Oh, Myers is 32. It's Jai Clark who's put it through with a big fist. He snuck it in by the barest of margins. For some reason I thought he was 13. I must be delusional. Stewart didn't get the ball clear. That was Taranto. And Lynch is marked. He's a long way from home. He's going to have the shot. They are 19 points behind the Tigers, but this could give them a little bit of momentum heading into the second half. Lynch's kick is long and strong. So the Tigers get it back to a 13-point margin. They have a little bit of late momentum with that goal going their way, but Geelong definitely dominating the second term, and they put the Tigers on the back foot. So 4 goals to 1 for the quarter. Jeremy Cameron with the 3 goals, Lynch and Hopper a couple each for the Tigers, with Cochin, Dangerfield, Taranto and Parfitt the leading ball winners across the ground. Cochin having a big game. Paddy Dangerfield likewise for the Cats. It's the Tigers and the Cats. In the middle, Nankervis got it down over Segler and it went short to Parfitt. He goes out wide and the Cats once again send it forward. Rioli got the fist in there, only as far as Dangerfield. Got the handball over the top. Maybe not the wisest choice there from Patrick, as Rioli got the handball away, and now Graham through the middle to Nankervis. Gets a handball wider still to Short. His kick was very short to Taranto, who just handballed it to himself. And then he thought, I'm going to have a long shot here from outside the paint. Rewald in the goal square, but it's punched over the goal line. The one behind. Graham! Oh, he had a big fly, couldn't bring it down. Ball spills to McIntosh. Inside 50 to Bolton, who found a bit of room. And he will line up from, again, just outside the 50. Tigers have had some long shots at goals today, and they've been pretty good. This one from Shea Bolton looks okay. It's going to the goal line. It's hit the post. Still looking for that counter-punch goal. Dangerfield got it out wide to Bruin. He's got no one on the mark, so he sends it inside 50. Who's down there? Might have been Blitzarves, one of the men. Dangerfield charging through, and he's kicked another. Oh, he's been good today, Paddy. And Geelong, geez, look at this. They've got 4 blokes on their own, and I've got 2 dudes running in circles. They go inside the 50, and it's found the man. And they go into the pocket again, Geelong, and that is that Dangerfield again. Jeez, he's got to be favourite for the Norm Smith at this particular point. Patrick Dangerfield. 15 possessions, 10 of those contested, and this for goal number 3. Danger's kicked it. The lead is 23. The Tigers will need something big from here because the Cats are putting themselves into a premiership winning position. They call the premiership quarter for a reason. It's out the back. Dusty got the handball free to Bolton. Can he step around his man? He can't. He's taken down on the ball. Like 23 minutes in the third term, and the Cats lead it by 23. Close. Close. He's kicked it. It's a 29-point lead. Handball in towards the middle was Bolton, and he's taken down a tackle, and that's 3/4 time. It's a 5-goal lead to the Cats. The Tigers had a big comeback against the Swans, but this will have to be just as special. Goalless in the third term, a 3-goal-to-zip quarter for Geelong. 9-2-56, Richmond 4-3-27, as the Cats are just doing enough. But if there is anything left, anything at all for the Tigers, now is the time to show it. It is Richmond and Geelong in the final quarter of the year to determine who will win the premiership. Can the Cats hold on? Can the Tigers create a miracle? Big final term. Let's see how it all plays out. Nankervis and Segler in the middle. Ball goes down. Martin was the first man to it, but the Cats get the clearance. And they're away already. Inside 50, big punch away. Still ends up with the Cats. There's the first. That could be it. That could be it. Dangerfield again. Oh, Paddy. He's been so unbelievably good in this game. The Tigers through Martin to Graham to Cochin. Blasts the ball and it's out of bounds on the full. Cochin won it to Graham, who sent the ball inside 50. Lynch has to take the mark, turn and go for any reason. Oh, and Lynch sneaks it in. So they keep it alive for the time being, the Tigers. It's still 29 points. Here's your margin. The Cats get the clearance, but it's only as far as Bolter, who decides to go straight away up to the wing to Cochin. He takes the mark and goes again towards Graham. Stewart got the fist in there, and it's going to be out of bounds. We're going to throw in. And Curve's got it down. Dangerfield taking down the tackle as well. It's the Tigers still trying to repel this ball forward. Cochin from the pack. Has he kicked it? He has! 4 goals, the margin now. Cochin puts it through. Back-to-back goals for the Tigers. Are they a sneaky opportunity? Geelong go forward again. Grimes, couldn't intercept it, and that could be it. Would hate to miss from there, but he doesn't. And Geelong, I think, are going to win the premiership. I don't even know how this ball got here because I had to answer the door because there was a package arriving. But Jeremy Cameron will line up and extend the lead once again. This is a big win now for Geelong. The surprise package forward line, Jacob Hopper. It's just been one of those days for the Tigers that just hasn't worked out. And there it is. Geelong are premiers. Oh, couldn't get it done. They go back-to-back in a terrific performance against the Tigers. And celebrate so hard. Dion Prestier in disbelief. There's Chris Scott very happy for the Cats, who pull off a very big win. A final term surge from the Tigers, kicking 4 goals, matched by the Cats with 3 of their own, as they ran out 21-point winners on Grand Final day to go back-to-back. Dangerfield had 21 and 4. If you're giving the Norm Smith to anyone else, I'll be shocked. As Geelong will win the premiership. How have you given it to Jeremy Cameron? He's just the captain. Dangerfield was the Norm Smith. Surely. The Cats are premiers back-to-back. Would not read about it. Geelong get it done. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the series. And until next year, I'll see you all later.